nice introduction. Very good morning to all of you, and warm welcome to this very interesting session on nature-based water solution, shaping our water futures. Uh, so we have about 90 minutes, and I hope all other two speakers will also be joining shortly. So we can concentrate about 7 to 8 minutes on each given each speakers, and then some time is left for the views of the audience and question answers. So without wasting uh, much time, so uh, I think I can start with my own basically talk, which is focused on the water security in the country. Uh, Coming to uh, this topic of this session is very interesting, nature-based solution, and it has to play a big role in ensuring the water security in the country. Nature-based solutions are based on the use of natural processes uh, to enhance water availability in form of groundwater recharge, or we can say soil moisture content, and say to improve the water quality of sources, rivers, or wetlands, or to basically address the basically disaster-related events, and also to address the likely impact of the climate change. So I will begin with my presentation. So, can somebody load the PPT, please? So we have very eminent speaker, and all will be throwing light on this nature-based solutions. So I am hoping this session will be very interesting, and it will have very useful suggestions at the end of the session. Yeah. So I will concentrate on water security in the country. We all know the importance of water in our life. Basically, water is the most important parameter for the socio-economic development of any region, and particularly in our country. Uh, Country is striving hard to become a developed country, possibly by 2047. And as a number of GD number grows, so is the water demand, so is the water requirement. So what government of India, of course, is making concerted effort that this availability of adequate water should not come in the way in the socio-economic development of the country. It should not become impediment, like because of this availability of adequate water, sufficient water for any sector becomes basically bottleneck in the development of the country. So that way, this is very important. Next slide, please. Yeah. Next slide, please. So if is this water security, we all know it is not only providing affordable water accessible to all, and but also on sustainable basis. This is more important, because nowadays we are facing a lot of stress on the water sources, be it groundwater, be rivers, be wetlands, or be it glaciers and all. So this also becomes very important aspect of the water security. We need to take care of our water sources. The sustainability becomes the keyword in the coming years. Next. This basically we have seen at number of platforms, like water availability in the country. This figures with the increasing in population, naturally availability per capita is decreasing. We are about 1350 level and already under water scarce. But this is the overall picture. But there are a lot, if we'll see in the next slide and this coming, there's a lot of variability in the country. There are many regions in the country which are already stressed below 1000 meter cube per capita. So it is not that overall country may be water rainfall and water availability may be adequate. But as far as distribution is concerned, some regions are already under stress of water below 1,000 meter cube per capita, like Sabarmati, Pennar, and many other basins in the country. Next. This also basically we have seen at number of platforms. This goes how our demand is increasing with the industrialization, with the increase in population. Somewhere availability has been assessed about 1137 BCM of water, and maybe 2050 our demand will be exceeding that. And this assessment was made in 1999 by this commission. And right now we may be around maybe 700 level or 800 level. This is one other important aspect. We don't know how much we are basically utilizing, how much we are consuming. This is, or any source. If you can't measure, you cannot manage. This is very, very important aspect. So now in Central Water Commission, Ministry of Jal Shakti has taken up initiative not only to assess this requirement for various purposes. Yesterday in talk, Sri V.K. Garg was saying that demand for the drinking water is likely to be in the range of 20 to 25%, not 10% like given here. So these need to be reassessed in light of current basically situation and likely situation because of the climate change and all. So the one framework is being set up so that the data can be captured on real-time basis, and then we can see how basically we are utilizing, what is the trend, and what will be the ultimate requirement of the water. Next slide, please. So this is the basically crux of the basically issue in the country as far as the security is concerned. Though overall water, we have good rainfall, around 1180 meter per year, per year, and 4,000 BCM of water per year. But main is the temporal variability. We receive rainfall in just 3 months and effectively in 29 or 30 days only. That is a good rainfall. And this window is further decreasing because of the climate change. We have already seen the impact in the current year also. We have the intense rainfall. So this window is further shrinking. So this is very, very high variability, temporal variability. And then again, spatial variability. Some regions have the good rainfall, basically northeastern regions and western Ghats. But some regions are like northwest region and peninsular regions. They are not so rich in the water sources. So that is the basically main constraint to achieve the water availability, though overall we may be comfortable. Next slide, please. So coming to what we need to do, or what rather we are also doing as a country, this focus has to be like conservation of rainwater and floodwater. We have the limited window for the rain, limited window for the flood flows in the river. So that has to be conserved by all means. We, at various platforms, we keep on listening, smalls are better, big reservoirs are not good. Small versus that debate has no meaning. We need to use all means. All has the role to play. These basically all type of the measures needed to meet this requirement. And small water harvesting structures, ponds, check dam, all have a play. और सबकी अपनी basically फायदे हैं and limitations हैं. In case of basically small structures, it can be easily replicated and especially well distributed. But sometimes during the drought year, there is a question of reliability. Then nature-based solution also we need to adopt. We need to take our springs or wetlands and rivers. That also will help us in enhancing the water availability. And also we should go for the medium and reservoirs or big reservoirs. Of course, they are very, very limited site left now. But this opposition should not be there. There are some issues, R&R issues, environmental issues are there. Naturally, those need to be addressed, but then there's an advantage of reliability and naturally advantage of cost effectiveness also. If we compare the cost, you're basically using the per cubic of water, so it is much, much cheaper in case of the larger reservoir. As the scale goes up, cost decreases. So, next slide, please. So this is one aspect which we are already focusing, this conservation of rainwater. And another aspect is basically this for integrated planning and management. We all know in the country, the state is water is a state subject. And there are multiple agencies, departments working in the sector with their own objective and basically compulsions. So this we need to address. When I joined Central Water Commission, there was a talk of basically basin level organization, RBO, and this still it is a dream. I hope that is very much required. There is a need of empowered this agency, river basin for the river basin organizations. For integrated management and management of water sources. It may be for planning and regulation only. Otherwise, basically constructions and utilization that may remain with the state. But some body for the planning and some sort of regulation discipline in the basin and data collections. That should be there. That is very much, this reform is very much required and it is due for long. Of course, some draft river basin management bill is already under consideration with the government. Hopefully, it will see the light of the day. Next slide, please. Next aspect with respect to the water security, what I find that we need to take care of our existing water infrastructure and of course improve the water use efficiency. Water infrastructure is not maintained well. What we see, like in Central Water Commission, we keep on receiving projects for O&M even after 10 years or 5 years of the project was constructed. So sufficient manpower, sufficient funds are not there, are not made available rather. So this we need to take care, otherwise there is, of course, we know that water use efficiency is low. It is around 35% as of now. And there is a plan to increase to take it 70%, but there has to be a lot of investment required for that. Some efforts are already there. And there in distribution system also, it has degraded. My hometown lies in the command of the Upper Ganga Basin. 30 years back, 40 years, we used to have sufficient surface water for irrigation. But now it is not coming. Though water availability might have increased because of the Tehri Dam and all, but system has degraded. So this I see on the ground itself, and this is visible. I was attending a workshop or pricing. There we are adding some command every year, but we are losing also. The net we are not doing. So we should not lose whatever we have invested. So that these are the basically critical aspects we need to take care. Of course, in this one, in ongoing schemes, that is an important consideration should be taken. Then another problem is low use of the participation of the beneficiaries. Though we are focusing on this participatory irrigation management, but still on ground, though on paper we have water user assistance, a number of every state will do it. But if you see on the ground, so here help of the basically NGOs or all organizations working on the ground that need to come together. Then this focus on using the water efficiently, technologies, this is already part of the PM KSY, ongoing schemes by Government of India. Focus on recycle and reuse. And some project was planned, I was discussing like Upper Ganga Canal. So we need to go extensively for the benchmarking of the projects. What were the objective of that project? whether it is serving those objective or not, what are the deficiencies where we can basically chip in, how it can be improved. So that should become important, though for last 20 years this concept is there, but we need to implement on the ground, benchmarking. And there should be a public-private partnership in the basically running and management of water infrastructure. Like in state, the capacity is decreasing, and though workload is increasing. So what I feel that, like on the line of energy distribution transmission, there is a scope for the in the water distribution also, water transmission also. Though now technology is there, on volumetric basis, this can be implemented. So that is definitely going to improve, bring the investment also, and improve the efficiency of this one. But this aspect, this policy should be looked into. Next, please. So I am heading NWDA, which is looking work of interbasin water transfer. Initially, I will also talk about this interbasin water transfer and interlinking of rivers. So we all know that some areas are rich in water and some areas are not deep. For all-round development across the country, so we need to basically provide the water, access the water, though in those areas which are not having the sufficient water. So the purpose of this interbasin water transfer is that. So it will help basically equitable and all-round development in the country. Next. There are many already successful stories of interbasin water transfer, we all know. Periyar, Vegai, this link is basically functioning for more than 100 years, and in providing very basically life for water in Vegai basin. So many schemes are there which are basically helped in the development of the regions which are not having sufficient water. Next slide, please. Then looking that, Government of India framed a basically plan in which 30 links have been identified, which will address transferring the water from surplus to deficit region. NWDA is doing the scientific study, systematic basis, doing the all the survey and investigations, and this water balance, feasibility report, DPR, those are being prepared. We have prepared a vision for 2047 also. We are hoping that out of 30, we'll be able to implement around 18 to 20 basically links under this NPP, National Perspective Plan, and also implement some of the intra-state links which we are studying, helping the state. And this will help in extending irrigation potential about 20 million hectare of our original plan was 35 million hectare, but 20 million hectare, and also providing drinking water to about 100 million people. So, and extending other benefit also. So this will, of course, a lot of investment will come. We have estimated 8 to 10 lakh crore investment will be required for implementing these schemes. Next. But the task is not so easy, though for last 40 years we have been doing the study, and we have done a lot of studies. But translation on the ground is not so encouraging. Only one project has been translated, Ken-Betwa link project, but I hope now things will basically move faster. There are many issues, like interstate issues. Those states basically rich in water, they don't agree we have surplus water. That is, then we have international dimensions, because many of the links are dependent of Nepal and Bhutan also. And then financing these capital intensive projects, that is also issue. And naturally, for every project, irrigation water sources project, there are environment and RRR issues. So we are pursuing on consensus building with the state. That is a very important aspect of our department. There are many platforms in which we are taking the issues with the state. And taking some legal reforms also. If this, because now main basically problem we are facing is that which basin is surplus or deficit. If this RBO comes and we are able to define scientifically and basically clearly that this is whether the basin is surplus or deficit, that will take care of this aspect. And financial, of course, federal government is helping in a big way. For Ken Betwa Lake project, like 90% assistance is being provided by the central government. The state capacity is very limited, so that aspect is taken care of. And to push this, because in coming years, what we see, the role of this department, NWD, National Water Development Agency, will change. Most of the studies will be completed by us by 2025. And then we'll enter into the system studies where we can generate various scenarios, and we can basically see which is the optimum solution. And then extensive consensus building of the state, that will be the aspect, and the implementation. Basically constituting SPV with the state and all. So accordingly, the reforms in NERA, National Interlinking of River Authorities, under consideration. Hopefully that will come, and that will take that role. And of course, we have requested this government of India through Ministry of Jal Shakti to initiate dialogue with the neighboring countries, so that talks and study those links with the Nepal. Those will be beneficial to the Nepal also, can be initiated. And what we see, though we keep on hearing that water should be in concurrent list or something like that, but best way is still basically to work with the state on consultative manner and build the consensus. Only if somebody can throw how to incentivize the state, which are giving the water, because at the moment there is not any things which we can provide benefit to the state which is providing water. So this aspect, if somebody will throw the light, it will be helpful. Concluding, next slide. For making the country a water secure country, a lot of investment would be required in the water infrastructure, be it supply side augmentation, be it transmission or distribution network, or efficient utilization, and source conservation. On every lot of investment is needed. And then integrated planning and management of water sector, and effective participation of all the stakeholders are key to achieve the desired objective. And also, because all has to play a role in academic institutions and research academics, science-based analysis, evidence backed by the sound data are the backbone of right decision making in the planning and management of water sources on sustainable basis. So thank you. That is I wanted to say on the water security in the country. So.